Hello, and thank you for joining again. So we're going to take a look at another equation, another example of a trig equation where we use the compound angle formula. So here we have cos x cos pi over 4 minus sine x sine pi over 4 equals 1. You probably recognize the compound angle formula for the cosine of the sum of two angles, cos A cos B minus sine A sine B, which equals cosine of A plus B. So we'll use this formula to simplify the left side of the equation, which will turn into cosine of x plus pi over 4 equals 1. Remember to adjust the domain. So if x is between 0 and 2 pi, it means that x plus pi over 4 can be between pi over 4 and 2 pi plus 1 pi over 4 would be equal to 9 pi over 4. And we'll start by solving the equation for the angle inside the cosine. So the entire expression, x plus pi over 4, would be equal to inverse cos 1. If you use a calculator, in degree mode, it will give 0 degrees, which is the same for radians. So x plus pi over 4 would be 0 radians. So let's draw the angle. This is a fairly easy example. So a 0 degree angle will have the terminal arm on the positive x-axis. And we can create another angle with the same cosine we have set by reflecting the terminal arm about the x-axis. And because we are on the x-axis, it means that we have created in the meantime both angles. So that's going to be the only terminal arm we can draw. But we can read the angle up to 2 pi. So there we go. We have the angle x plus pi over 4 equal to either 0 or x plus pi over 4 equals 2 pi. So let's make this one green here. And this one will be the 0 degree angle or 0 radian angle. And from here we can start solving for x. So x equals negative pi over 4 and x equals 2 pi minus pi over 4. Now when you think about it, 2 pi minus pi over 4 would be 8 pi over 4 minus pi over 4, which equals 7 pi over 4. Now let's take another look at our solutions. So if x plus pi over 4 is equal to 0, remember that the domain for this angle will start at pi over 4, which means that 0 is not a solution for the angle x plus pi over 4. I continue this solution actually and solving for x only because it is a lot easier to see how this solution for x is not in the domain of x because it's a negative number, so this makes it more obvious. So x equals negative pi over 4 is what we call an extraneous solution or unacceptable or reject solution. And 7 pi over 4 would be the solution for x. 7 pi over 4 is within the domain of x, and 2 pi is within the domain of x plus pi over 4. So you can see how they work harmoniously. So there goes the only solution we have, x equals 7 pi over 4. And let's take a look at the graphical representation. So here we have the graph of the function y equals cosine of x plus pi over 4, which is translated pi over 4 to the left. So what that means is that if your domain or if our domain of the equation is from 0 to 2 pi, it means that for the x plus pi over 4, we always have to move to the right pi over 4. So the only points where the value of the cosine would be equal to 1 is at 7 pi over 4, as you can see. And we are talking about the domain between 0 and 2 pi. So the only point where we see that the cosine has a value of 1 would be at this particular angle. So this concludes the examples that we took about by using the compound angle formulas. And in the next video, we'll go over the examples where we have to change the trigonometric ratios to a single trig ratio in an equation. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.